Welcome all. Welcome to the series of lectures on the course Engineering Mathematics. I am UV Manoj Kumar, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, Vignan's Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, Vadlamudi. The course Engineering Mathematics is offered to first BTech students who joined in engineering. The course is divided into 5 units. Unit 1 matrices, Unit 2 eigenvalues and eigenvectors, Unit 3 first order ordinary differential equations, Unit 4 higher order ordinary differential equations, and Unit 5 numerical methods to solve differential equations. So this is the first lectures in the series of lectures discussing about engineering mathematics, and in this first lecture I would like to start Unit 1. Throughout the course, we follow the textbook Higher Engineering Mathematics by H.K. Das and Rajneesh Verma, S. Chand Publications and Co. You can also refer Higher Engineering Mathematics by B.S. Grewal as a reference textbook. In this first lecture, I would like to start Unit 1. Unit 1 is having the following topics: rank of a matrix, normal form, triangular form, echelon form, consistency of system of equations, Gauss-Jordan method, Gauss elimination method, and Gauss-Seidel method. The motivation for learning matrices is that matrices are applicable in civil engineering for analyzing structural analysis, and also they are applicable for engineering. They are applicable for engineers to solve differential equations. They are useful in day-to-day mathematics in solving algebraic equations. Not only that, computer science students use matrices for encrypting and decrypting the data. So in this with this perspective, we will study matrices. Learning outcomes of Unit 1. After completing this unit, you should be able to find the rank of a matrix, apply the concept of rank of a matrix to solve system of linear equations, test the given system of linear equations for their consistency. In this lecture 1 of this series of lectures on engineering mathematics, I would like to discuss about Unit 1 and this Unit 1, and in this Unit 1 I would like to start reviewing of some fundamentals of matrices. So we will see some definitions and some basic examples of matrices that we require for studying the present syllabus. Definition. So here we are defining what is a matrix. A matrix is a rectangular arrangement of numbers, expressions, symbols in such a way that there is no empty space in that arrangement. So we have a list of symbols, or we have a list of numbers, or we have a list of expressions, and we want to arrange this list as a rectangular arrangement. When you are arranging these numbers as a rectangular arrangement, there should not be any empty place in that arrangement. Whatever we are arranging in a rectangular arrangement, those symbols or those numbers or those expressions are called as elements of the matrix. The rectangular arrangement itself is called matrix, and whatever we are arranging, they are called as elements of the matrix. The horizontal lines are called rows of the matrix. The vertical lines are called columns of the matrix. If a matrix has m rows and n columns, then the size of the matrix is said to be m by n. Suppose we have numbers 1 to 9 and I want to arrange these numbers as a matrix. So see here the first arrangement with 5 elements in the first row and 4 elements in the second row is not valid because the first arrangement has an empty place. So such arrangements are not valid as matrices. So what is the possible way to arrange these 9 numbers as a rectangular arrangement? So the possible arrangements are three possibilities are there, and one of the possible arrangements I am showing here a 3 rows and a 3 column matrix, each row having 3 elements. Okay. Similarly, I want to arrange numbers from 1 to 20 as a matrix. So what are the possible sizes that can be that we can arrange? What are the possible sizes that we can arrange? So as we have 20 elements, we can arrange them like 2 into 10, 5 into 4, 4 into 5, but we cannot arrange them as a matrix of size 7 into 3 or 3 into 7, because if you want to arrange a matrix of size 7 into 3, it gives 21 places, whereas you have only 20 elements. So we shouldn't have any empty place in a matrix. So arrangement of 20 elements should be like a 5 by 4 matrix or a 4 by 5 matrix or a 2 by 10 matrix or a 10 by 2 matrix. The individual elements of a m by n matrix capital A is denoted by A, I, J, where I and J represents column number and row number. The individual element of a m by n matrix named capital A is denoted as Aij, where I denotes row number and J denotes column number. Suppose an element is there in third row, second element. An element is there in third row, second column. Then we have to denote it by A 3 2. First suffix related to row number, second suffix related to column number. If an element is there in third row, second position, then we have to denote it by A suffix 3 2. In this way, we denote an individual element in a matrix. Here are the examples. So here there is a matrix which is of size 3 by 3. In this matrix, A32, in this matrix A32 denotes which element? 3 stands for third row, 2 stands for second column. 3 stands for third row, 2 stands for second column. So third row, second column, 8. So A32 equals to 8. In the same way, in this matrix, A21 represents what number? A21 represents which element? 2, 1. See the first suffix. First suffix is 2, second suffix is 1. A21. First suffix is correspond to row number. First suffix is corresponding to row number. Second suffix is corresponding to column number. A21 corresponds to second row, first column. Second row, this is first row, this is second row. Second row, first column means 4. Second row, first column. A21 corresponds to second row, first column element, which is 4. Now we will see categorization of matrices into different types. So we can classify matrices into different types based on their size, based on their determinant, based on how they appear, and based on what property they are satisfying. We can classify the matrices based on their size, based on their appearance. We can classify the matrices based on their size, based on their determinant, based on their appearance, and based on the condition they are satisfying. Based on size, we are classifying the matrices as follows: row matrix, column matrix, rectangular matrix, and square matrix. Based on the size, we are classifying the matrices as follows. What are they? Row matrix, column matrix, rectangular matrix, and square matrix. What do you mean by row matrix? So, as the name is suggesting, you, row matrix means it has only one row. There may be any number of columns, but there is only one row. That means a row matrix is the arrangement of the given elements in a horizontal way. See the example. This is a row matrix because it has only one row. And when you are specifying its size, you can see number of rows is 1, number of columns 2. In a row matrix, always number of rows should be 1. Next, the second one in this classification is column matrix. Column matrix means all the elements given are arranged in a vertical line in a vertical way, which is called as a column matrix. In a column matrix, there is always one column, any number of rows are allowed. So, when elements are arranged in a single column, the matrix is said to be column matrix. If you are writing the size of the matrix, number of columns should be 1 always. In a column matrix, number of columns should be always 1. See the example here. There is one vertical line and there are 3 horizontal lines. One vertical line is called column. So number of columns is 1. Whenever you are writing a column matrix, all the elements should be written in one vertical line, means one column. So that is what we call as column matrix. Next, rectangular matrix. A matrix is said to be rectangular matrix if the number of rows not equals to the number of columns. A matrix is said to be rectangular matrix if the number of rows not equals to the number of columns. See the examples on the board. In example 1, there are 2 rows with 3 columns. So this is a rectangular matrix because number of rows are 2, number of columns are 3. So this is a rectangular matrix. See the second example. In this also, there are 3 rows and 2 columns. So number of rows is 3, number of columns is 2. 3 horizontal lines, each horizontal line is called a row. So 3 rows. 2 vertical lines, each vertical line is called as a column. So 2 columns. 3 rows and 2 columns, which means number of rows not equals to number of columns. Therefore, it is a rectangular matrix. Next comes to be the next type of the matrix is square matrix. Square matrix. In a square matrix, the number of rows equals to the number of columns. See the examples here. This is a 2 by 2 matrix. This is a 3 by 3 matrix. So here number of rows are 2 and here number of columns are also 2. In a square matrix, the number of rows equals to number of columns. See the examples on the board. First example is a 2 by 2 square matrix. Second example is a 3 by 3 square matrix. Here there are 2 rows and 2 columns. Number of rows equals to number of columns. Here there are 3 rows and 3 columns. Number of rows equals to number of columns. Therefore, these two are examples of square matrix. Square matrices are important in our study. They have important applications. Their properties help us to realize things that are useful for engineering. We will see further about square matrices. What here I am discussing is about diagonal of a matrix. Principal diagonal of a matrix is the collection of all those elements of the matrix for which number of row is same as number of column. That means all those elements which are in the positions of first row first position, second row second position, third row third position, fourth row fourth position and so on are called as principal diagonal of the matrix. For example, if you see here, this is a 3 by 3 matrix and in this first row first position, second row second position and third row third position. In this matrix, first row first position, second row second position, third row third position are the elements 1, 2, 7. So the principal diagonal of the matrix is 1, 2, 7. See, 1 to 7 are the diagonal elements of the matrix. So they are here. This is the principal diagonal. These elements are in the positions this is the principal diagonal. These elements are in the positions first row first element, second row second element, third row third element. So this describes what is principal diagonal of a matrix. Now we define trace of a square matrix. Trace of a matrix is the sum of its principal diagonal elements. See here, in this matrix, the principal diagonal elements are -2 and +2 and their sum becomes 0. So trace of this matrix A is 0. See the second matrix B. In B, the principal diagonal elements are 1, 2, 7. So, the trace of the matrix B equals to 1 plus 2 plus 7 equals to 10. So, what do you mean by trace of a matrix? Trace of a matrix is the sum of its principal diagonal elements.